Let me ask you something. Where does all of this even come from? The debates about Christianity, Jesus, whether it's white, whether it's European, the 12 tribes, prophecy, interpretation, there has to be an origin, right? And there is. The scriptures. Written by Jews in Jewish languages, about Jewish people, Jewish law, Jewish prophecy. Every character, Abraham, Moses, David, Jesus, Mary, Paul, Peter, all Jewish. Without that, none of your debates, interpretations, or arguments even exist. Here's the point most people miss. The moment you argue what the Bible really means, whether Jesus was white or whether Christianity is European, you've already entered a framework built by Jews. You've accepted their authority over your own ancestral traditions. Think about it. As Europeans, we have the stories and beliefs of our own ancestors. Greek, Zeus, Poseidon, Athena, Achilles, Homer's epics, centuries of philosophy, democracy, science. Roman, Mercury, Mars, Jupiter, Ceres, law, engineering, roads, aqueducts, the Colosseum. Germanic, Odin, Thor, Freya, the sagas, the runes, the warrior ethos. These are the beliefs, stories, and truths our people lived by for generations. Then the Jews come along with their scriptures, their God, their prophecy, their Messiah. A completely different culture, language, and worldview. And here you are, attempting to argue from a position that has already accepted their words as truth. Some of you even insist it's white or universal truth, but that ignores one fact. It doesn't align with any European beliefs. So where did this so-called truth come from? Exactly, from them. By arguing over what Jesus said, what the Bible teaches, or what Christianity is really about, you've already made a choice. To accept the Jewish framework as truth, and to reject your own people's traditions as false. Here's a clarification that's critical, because people often dodge this by saying, it's not Jewish, it's the truth. God isn't Jewish, he's God. The only reason you can make that argument is because you've already accepted Jewish stories as true over the stories of your own people. I'm not talking about God's ethnicity. I'm not saying your God is a Jewish man in the sky, and I don't even believe in your God. I'm talking about origin. The concepts, the ideas, the framework you've chosen to believe, all of it comes from Jewish texts and stories. That's why I call it Jewish. Your truth is rooted in Jewish tales. My truth is rooted in the tales of my people. The distinction is clear. All arguments about what Jesus said, what the Bible teaches, or whether Christianity is European or white, irrelevant, dead, done. You can't argue beyond this point because you've already accepted the framework you're arguing inside. Every claim that Christianity is European or that Jesus was white ignores the origin point. Christianity exists because of Jewish texts, Jewish law, and Jewish prophecy. The New Testament, Jews writing about Jewish prophecy in Greek so outsiders could read it. The Septuagint, Jewish scripture translated for a wider audience. All Jewish, always Jewish. So what's left to argue? Nothing. Any argument made inside this system requires accepting their authority over your own ancestors. You've already lost. You've rejected the stories, the gods, the philosophy, and the wisdom of your own people. You've put your faith in someone else's word, someone not of your land, language, or culture, and called it truth. Belief is always a choice. To follow Christianity is to accept Jewish authority over your own people's knowledge. To debate it while rejecting your ancestors' traditions is to double down on that choice. You are prioritizing someone else's worldview over your own. That's why no argument inside that framework can ever win. You've already decided whose word you accept as truth. It's simple. You can either stand with your own people, your ancestors, your myths, your truths, or you can stand with the Jews, their texts, their God, their claims about truth. You can't do both. Any argument that starts inside the Jewish framework is already lost if it begins with the rejection of your own people's truths. For me, there's no debate. I don't accept Jewish texts as ultimate authority. I believe in the traditions and stories of my people. I'm not going to reject my own people, declare our truths false, and buy into someone else's stories as somehow better or more valid. That's why debates about Christianity versus European heritage, or Jesus and the 12 tribes, are irrelevant. Christianity didn't spring from Europe. Its origin, DNA, and authority are Jewish. Any debate trying to make it European or white is irrelevant, because the starting point itself is a rejection of your own people's knowledge. That's the choice, and it's one people make without even realizing it. That's the simple truth, and it's why arguing past that is pointless.